Hello world, welcome! I am Luann Pygott. I'm a beauty guide with Lime Life by Alcone, but today I am in my kitchen and I'm making some Christmas cookies. Yay! I don't want to bake alone. It's boring. So let's have some fun and do it together. I want to show you something first. I have lost 19.8 pounds, almost 20. Look, this is a shirt smaller than the ones I've been wearing, a size smaller, and it's looser. Yay! It's probably not real obvious yet. That's okay. There's a long ways to go. But I'm going. So I am going to make cookies, so I'm going to try to flip my phone around here where we can watch what I'm doing. Let's see if I can make this work how I want it to. First of all, let's flip. Ta-da. Ooh. This holder, it works really well, but it's not easy to get into position. Once you get into position, it's great. But getting it there is not great. Ta-da. Da-da-da-da. It's gonna be upside down too. Uh-oh. And my phone don't like it. It don't like it. Maybe I should just do this. Let's just stick with it this way. Wonder if I can make that work. Maybe not. The problem is I can't see it this way. Now, hold on just a second here. I'll just put you right there. See? Hi. Let me see if I can get this thing. See what I'm fighting with here? Yeah. It's such a good idea. It's just a fighter. So what I want it to do is be down like that. And it just doesn't want to. It does twist, but not how I want it to. See, then it goes back up in the air. How are we gonna make you work? Well, let's try this. Okay, there we go. Let me put it on. See what we get here. I think my way of having it on the jar of peanut butter as a stand worked better than this. I need something better than this. Here we go. Okay, you can see my mixer. Let me get it in a place where you can really see it well. There we go. Mixer. Okay, so now I'm gonna make some cookies, and I've got my recipe over here. Here's my recipe book. My recipe book is about 35 years old. It is an old-fashioned photo album that I was given at a bridal shower. And they put some recipes in it to begin with, and I have kept it my entire life. And it's an old, see how it's browned, and it's in terrible shape. But it protects my recipes. So I got my recipes here. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to mix up some sugar cookies. These are from the Betty Crocker cookbook that my mother had, that she probably got in the 1960s. This is what she made my entire life. And I'm going to start out with that recipe. And what we do, let me get this out of the way. We got to fix, there we go. Nope, it ain't working. Get that out of the way. Okay, so we're going to start with the butter, and it starts with, now I'm only going to make half the recipe of this cookie, because this makes a lot of cookies. And I just don't need that many. Here, let's do this. Ta-da. Okay, there we can see. It makes a lot of cookies. I don't need this many cookies. So I'm going to make half the recipe. So I'm going to start with a stick of butter, half a cup of butter. This is softened, unsalted butter. And then I'm going to, I love this mixer because it raises and lowers like this. It's so easy. It's the bigger one. And then I'm going to start softening the butter. To add, it says cream the butter and sugar. This actually uses 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. This sugar cookie recipe. Here's my powdered sugar. 3/4 of a cup. Let me get my here's my 1/4 cup measure. I don't bother to sift it. It's gonna mix it. It's gonna be fine. Even if it's lumpy, this will beat it so much it will get the lumps out. 3/4. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to turn that back on. Slow to start, or unless you want to bash of that. Powdered sugar will go everywhere. There we go. Okay, nice and creamy. Got a little bit on my beater here that I'm gonna get off. There we go. It's not mixing well. There we go. All right, there we go. Now I am going, now the regular recipe calls for an egg, but I'm only making half the recipe, so I only need half an egg. Do you know how to add half an egg to a recipe? Do you know you can add half an egg to a recipe? It's a little trick, and you see it, you're going to go, oh, well, duh. How easy was that? So I'm going to take this egg, and I'm going to put it in this little bowl. I usually crack them in a little bowl anyway, make sure they're all okay. There's my little egg in my little bowl. I'm going to throw it away. Then how do you get half an egg? How you going to get half to put in a recipe? You only need this if you like to half and double and 1.5 times recipes. If you like to make more or less of your regular recipe, this is why you would need to know this. Take your egg and scramble it in the bowl. To get it really mixed well. Just keep on scrambling. And then you're going to pour just half of it in. Doesn't have to be that exact, just roughly half the egg. Pour it in. Haha, how easy was that trick? Half an egg. And you thought that was going to be hard. Then you mix that in. There's my half an egg mixed in. Then it says add flavorings. The flavorings are half a teaspoon of vanilla. I have the big Jagunda size of vanilla. This is real vanilla. Don't use artificial vanilla. It's bitter. Ugh. If you like it, you can go ahead. I won't know. But I don't like fake vanilla. Yes, real vanilla is expensive. It's actually cheaper to buy it in a big thing like this. Okay, so half a teaspoon of vanilla. Definitely want to add in the vanilla. Then the other thing it calls for is a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Now you can leave that out if you want. I like to add it because it does add some real nice flavor to it. Have a little nice sweet almond flavor. You need to be very careful with almond extract. If you add too much almond extract, it'll taste like soap. If you add enough, it'll taste fantastic. Don't be afraid to add it, but just be careful you don't overdo. 1/4 teaspoon. It doesn't take much almond extract. It's much stronger than vanilla. So I'm just pouring a 1/4 teaspoon. If you're scared, just don't pour it over the bowl. And I'll add that in. Mix that. It really takes almond. It's really good to get the right amount. Okay, so there we have all our wet ingredients. Next it says to sift the dry ingredients and stir in. You don't really have to sift. You don't. If you say, oh, that's just too much work, yeah, so do I. Don't sift. Here's what you do. Take your flour. You know, they don't sift because they want to get lumps out, actually. They sift because flour packs down in. It packs and it settles and it gets too heavy. So take you a whisk and stir your flour. This will also help break up lumps. Stir it up so it's not packed so tight in the container. That's all you do. That is the equivalent of sifting. Now you have nice, light, not packed flour, because you don't want to pack flour. And then I'm going to need 1 1/4 cups. That's going to be 5 scoops of this. This is a 1/4 cup scoop, so I need 5. And I'm actually going to do it really precise, you need to get you a knife and level it off. So there's 1. This is all-purpose flour. 2. 3. And flour is real lightweight feeling now. 4. And 5. Okay, so there's my flour. Remember, this is half a recipe I'm making because I'm going to make some more cookies and I just want a few of these. Sugar cookies are the most work because you have to roll them out, and you have to wait, you have to cut them, and they're more work. So I'm doing less of the ones that are more work. So half a teaspoon of baking soda I want. Let me dry this off. Half a teaspoon. Make sure you have good fresh baking soda. That's this one. Half a teaspoon of that. Half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. I have left this out and it's been okay, but recipe calls for it, so I'm putting it in. Half a teaspoon. Cream of tartar. It's just like another powdery looking thing. There we go. Put that in. Then, that's it. That was simple, wasn't it? Not too terribly many ingredients. So now I'm going to mix that slowly. Hello. Hi, how are you, Karen? I'm making cookies. These are sugar cookies. So there we go. There's my batter. Now I'm going to take that out. And this recipe, to make sugar cookies, you really have to chill the batter. It says chill to 2 to 3 hours. So no, I am not going to have this live go on for 2 to 3 hours. So I'm going to chill this batter and come back and actually make the cookies in a later. But while this is chilling, I'm going to make some oatmeal raisin cookies, because that's the other kind of cookies that I'm going to make. Yeah, so these are sugar. These are like Christmas sugar cookies. This is a recipe my mom has used since I was a little kid. It was in her Betty Crocker cookbook she got from the 1960s. And the oatmeal cookies, I got them as a gift one time. What it is you can take the mix without the liquids and put it in a jar and give it as a gift with a recipe to people. And they can make their own cookies. And I got that as a gift one time, and I made them, and I'm like, whoa, they are good. They are good oatmeal raisin cookies. So I make them all the time now. I don't usually put it in a jar and give it as a gift. I just make the recipe. So you can do either one. Oops, it will fit in a little mason jar. You know, you put the fancy little lid on it with the little gingham piece of material and a ribbon, and give them the recipe, and they can add the butter and the eggs and any liquids. And everything else is already in. But they're really good. Nice spicy oatmeal cookies. So I'm just scraping everything off the beater. Then I'm going to take this dough, and this is just a half a recipe, so it's not a big amount. But I'm going to make double the recipe of the other one because I want a lot of those. So I'm going to take, can we see over here? Yeah, you can see there. I'm going to take a piece of plastic wrap. And I'm going to lay that down. Then we'll take my dough, and I'm going to put it in the middle of this plastic wrap. The middle of one side, I should say. If you try to work with this now, it's just so gooey that you really can't do anything with it. You could make drop cookies, I guess, with it if you wanted. But if you want the pretty shaped Christmas cookies, even if you want to cut it into circles, which is a lot simpler, you need to chill it 2 to 3 hours. That means about 7:30. I'm going to come back and make these cookies. But I'm going to make the oatmeal ones in the meantime. So here we go, scraping every bit out. This is kind of a nice dough. Smells so good because I have the almond extract in it. That's what I smell, is almond extract. Just adds another flavor to them. So I'm putting all that in here. So then you're going to get rid of that. You're going to take and cover it up, because it's just going to stick to your hand right now. Cover it up with the plastic so it doesn't get all over you. And you're going to kind of flatten it to a disc. It'll be easier to roll out later if you already kind of have it flat. It also chills a little faster. Then I'm just going to wrap this up in this plastic wrap. Fold up the edges, and we'll put it in the refrigerator, say till about 7:30 or so, till it's chilled and firm. other dough does not have to chill. So I'm going to go straight and make that one. I'm looking for a little scoop here. I forgot to get that out. I don't know where my little scoop is. I know where my bigger one is, or my smaller. Yeah, no, it's my smaller one. I don't know where my other one is. It used to be up here in my cabinet. And I have the gigantic one. I don't know where my medium one is. Well, I needed my medium one. I guess I'm going to use the smaller one and just overdo it. It's not in this drawer. Who took my little ice cream scooper? That's what I like to use for cookies. Oh, let me get my smaller one. It's over here. Little ice cream scooper is 1 tablespoon, and I have one that's 2 tablespoons, but I can't find that one. So this one, it's a great cookie scooper, makes it so much faster. I'm just trying to look, see what it says. Now I'm going to take this bowl, since I'm just making more cookies. I'm not even going to wash it because I scraped most of it out. It's got most of the same stuff in it, so yeah, it'll be fine. So for that recipe, flip my cookbook over here. That recipe, first of all, I'm going to need to turn on the oven. Now, this one says 350, so I'm going to put on 350. Let me show you my cookie baking sheets. They're gigantic. I don't even see the whole thing, but they're huge. They're just about the size of an oven, the wire rack in the oven. They fill up the whole oven rack. I got these at Walmart. They're called Air Bake. You want one that's like an air bake. What it is it's actually, here you can see it. It's like a layer on the bottom and a layer on the top. So it's a double layer with a layer of air in between. You will never have burnt cookies, ever. Because of that double pan. That's what you need to make cookies on. And I like these gigantic ones because it's faster. You put more on them and then you're done faster at the baking part. Okay, so let me put my beater back in here. So I'm going to double this recipe. So double oatmeal raisin spice cookies is what this is. So I'm going to use, I don't think I have enough butter. That's 3/4 cup of butter. I don't. Let me get the rest of it out. I thought I had done that right, but no, that's the regular recipe. I didn't double it. It needs 1.5 cups of, right? It's 3/4, 1 cup and a half. It needs 1.5 cups of butter. That's 3 sticks of butter. And I have 1.5 sticks. I forgot to double it. That's what I did. Okay, so I'm going to microwave it. You have to be really careful microwaving butter. You have to do it like 10 seconds and stop. 8 seconds and stop. Otherwise you get soup. So I'm going to put I do have some of it softened. I'm going to put that in there. Alright. Check that. So here's 1.5 sticks. I need another 1.5 sticks. Again, that's 1.5 cups of butter to double the recipe because it needs 3/4 cup for one recipe. Okay, let me see what that did. Let's do it again. You just have to do it in real slow increments to get it not to melt if you're going to soften butter in the microwave. It's real tricky because you got to catch it at the right second. Okay, let's see what that did. Getting softer. We're close. Getting close, getting close. Not going to take much more. Just do 6 seconds. Because once it goes over the edge, it's over. It's gone. It's like boom, it's gone. Melted. It happens so fast. Okay, really, really, really close. Okay. 5 seconds. I had this done earlier. I just didn't do enough though. So I know this is a real exciting. Oh. Okay, we're there. We're there. Nice and soft, not melted. Might be a little firm in the center, but that will, when that beats, it'll unfirm. It's perfect. So perfect. Okay. Like I say, it's just tricky. So if you want to know how to microwave butter and soften it, do it like 5-second increments. The first time you do it about 11 seconds, but then 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Stop and check it, stop and check it, flip it around. Just got to be real real on it. Okay, so then we're going to beat that together. Okay, now I'm going to put the sugars in there. So what it's going to need is 1.5 cups of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. So 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Here's my brown sugar. I've got more if that's not enough. Here's a 1/2 cup measure, so I'm going to need 3 of those. Brown sugar you want to pack, so you got to press it into the cup because it's just a whole different thing. I usually just take it and see, I push it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing at all. I push it against the side of the jar so it gets packed. So this container, I scoop it up and I push it against the side of the container and it packs it. It's getting near the end though. Almost out. Okay. There's a cup. One more. See if I can get it in here. Since I'm about out, I'm going to have to pack it with my hand. Let's see. Make it a spoon. Oh, this knife will work. It's caught in here. There we go. It's really, 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 really close. Not quite. Not quite there. So let's open up the new one. Get out my scissors. I always buy, I heard this years ago, I always buy the sugars in the store that say made from pure cane sugar, because I have heard that if it doesn't say made with cane sugar, that it's sugar made from beets, and that sugar made from beets does not work well in baking. They say it doesn't let your stuff rise right or something. I didn't ever know that, but it doesn't make it taste any different, I don't think, but it affects how it rises when you bake. So always get sugar that says pure cane sugar on it. Don't just get one that says sugar, because it's not cane sugar. If you're baking. If you're not baking, it won't matter. Okay, I'm going to just empty the rest of that into my container. Alright, so there's the 1 sugar. So then we're going to do 1 cup of white sugar. Got that over here. My white sugar. This is a 1/2 cup, so I'll need 2 of those. This you don't pack, of course. You just do it loose. You can take your knife, level it off. There's 1/2 cup. I'm going to have to put some more in this too. Here's, oops, another 1/2 cup. Okay, so there's our cup of white sugar. So then let's mix those together. Start slowly. Flying. It's escaping. Get back in there. Let me check this beater because it's got butter stuck to it here. I want that to mix in. So if you like oatmeal cookies, these are really, really good ones. Okay, mix some more. Okay, so then we're going to add 2 eggs. So I'm going to, oh, I left my little bowl over here. 1 egg. 2 eggs. Oh, we got a shell in there. Oh, there it is. Can't get it out. 2 eggs. We are getting rain here today. Stormy rain. something yummy for Christmas. Okay, now, before you put the flour in something, you can beat it and beat it and beat it as long as you want. The more you beat it, the better. The softer and fluffier it'll be. But once you add flour, you want to barely beat it, because if you overbeat the flour, it develops the gluten in it. It makes stuff tough. So you can beat it and beat it with the sugar and the eggs and the butter, and it'll be good. Okay, so now I'm going to add, let's see which one to add first. Let's go ahead and add the flour. So the flour... Well, this one doesn't have flour in it. It's brown sugar, white sugar, raisins, oats. Oh, it does. There it is. I was like, why can't I find the flour? I just can't see it. Okay, so I've got 2 cups of flour. I'm blind. 2 cups of flour, so I'm going to put 4 of these half-cup things in here. Still all nice and fluffed, my flour, because I used the whisk on it. 1. 2. 3. Oops, making a mess. 4. Okay, there's 2 cups of flour. I'm done with that. Look at that mess I made. My goodness. It's such a mess. Don't want it on there either. Clean up this mess. Phone's a buzzing. Are you buzzing, phone? Don't know. Okay, so there's the flour. Then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm going to show you something. You want to see some cinnamon? That's some cinnamon. Look at this. I have had this for a long time. I was given it for free. It was a restaurant-sized cinnamon. Normally they say you should replace spices every year because they lose their flavor. But apparently cinnamon doesn't. It has stayed good. It smells good. It looks good. It's perfectly fine. I have not had to buy cinnamon in decades. But it's good. Cinnamon, I think, is antibacterial or something. It stays good. All right. So that's some serious cinnamon. But I actually take it out and put it in a little jar. So it's not that big. 2 teaspoons, I said, right? 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. If you're a serious baker and you use a lot of cinnamon, that'll last you a while. Okay, there's that. Then, that's 2 teaspoons. Then I'm going to need some nutmeg. I'm going to need 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Here's my little jar of nutmeg. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. There's that. Then I'm going to have in here 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Your nice fresh baking soda. 1. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Remember, this is double. I'm doubling this recipe. A teaspoon of salt. And my little salt cellar. Teaspoon of salt. I have rice in my salt. You have to do that in Florida. I don't know if you have to do that other places. Because of the humidity here, your salt will turn into a big lump if you don't put rice in it to absorb the moisture. Then I put it through the strainer so I don't get rice in my cooking. Works. I don't know if people do that in other places. Do you do that in other states? You put rice in your salt? Okay, we have to. Or it's just a block of wet salt. Okay, so let's see what I've put in here so far. Okay, let's go ahead and mix this part. Ta-da! Trying not to make a mess. I don't have a block thing. Oh, this smells so good. Woo! That cinnamon and nutmeg. Okay, there's that. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is also the Gigunda vanilla. It's actually a lot cheaper to buy it this way. You know, it's cost about $40 to buy that, but it lasts for years. If you buy it a little bottle at a time, it's a whole lot more money. And this is real vanilla, fake vanilla. Ugh, no, bitter. No, no fake vanilla, please. Real vanilla. It's the only way to go. All right, so I'm going to mix that in. Squeaky noises. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, let's see what we're missing now. I know I've got to put the oats and I've got to put the raisins. So I think what I'm going to do, let's see, I got the vanilla, the egg, the butter, salt, baking soda, nutmeg, cinnamon, flour, sugar, and sugar. Okay, so I got a cup and a half of raisins. I'm going to go ahead and put those in first while this batter's still kind of wet, because the raisins are, you know, kind of dry. And so that's a cup and a half of raisins. And that way it will sort of absorb a little moisture from the wet batter. So then it will, maybe there'll be a little moisture. So I'm going to go ahead and mix those. It's easier to mix when your batter's still a little wet too. So let's mix in the raisins. If you don't want the raisins, you can leave those out. Okay, let's mix it a little more. I kind of want that spread around good. All right, so then we got to do the oats, or it's not oatmeal cookies yet. It says 4 cups of oats. Here's my nice, these are old-fashioned oats. And I have this measure. I love this because it's got the measurement inside. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess. And I'm going to pour 4 cups of oats. And you just got to go right up to that line. It's really going to be the top of this thing. Right there. I'm dropping them on the floor. Hard to do without making a mess. Okay, here we go. Then I'm going to pour this in. Let's do about half of it and try to mix that. Since this is a double recipe, you hear it straining. Ah! I put a lot of demand on my mixer. Yes, you will make a double recipe at one time. Yes, you will. I've done triple recipes before. Boy, it's full. Works though. Okay, kind of a mess. You don't want to do more than double of this one, I can tell you. It's too thick. Okay, so, but it's mixed. So let's take this out. Maybe. See, I gotta go that way with it. There, get that out. Push all the stuff through, get all our nice batter. The oats make it thicker and drier. Let's take it out of here. There we go. And we'll get all, it's actually easier to do this. Get all the stuff off there. Fingers work better. Do you know that? Fingers work better. They work better. Then all we're going to do is scoop these onto my cookie sheet, and I'm going to bake them, and they're going to be real fast. And I have so many, I mean not so many, but such a big pans that I cook a bunch of these at one time. Now my recipe says this should make 3 dozen, so I'm actually going to make 6 dozen. I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to make half of this today, because I'm going to make some of these for actually on Christmas. So I'm going to put this dough, I'm going to put it up in the refrigerator, and I'm going to make half. Because half of these cookies and the other sugar cookies I made that are now in the refrigerator with that dough firming, what I'm actually going to do on Sunday when I go visit my dad at the nursing home, I'm going to take these cookies to the people that work at the nursing home. I just thought it would be a nice gift to give them something good. Particularly if people have to work on Sundays. Gonna go give them some Christmas cookies for Christmas. And then the other half I'm gonna make actually for on Christmas. So I'm gonna put half this dough up in the refrigerator. Let's see if I can make that fit in this container. So Let's put this here. Da, da, da. Okay, so there's our dough. So let's scoop out like half. Put it in this well, it's not a jar. Container. It's a container. Put half in here. Keep that in the refrigerator for a couple of days. Then I will make more. There we go. That way I made all my batter at once. I don't have to do it again. Ow, that popped my hand. It's like snap went my hand. Really? Okay. You know, stuff like that didn't used to happen. It's like some of those jokes I've seen on Facebook that say, used to, I could be on my roller skates and I'd fall down and jump up and say, I'm okay. And I was okay. Now, you sleep funny and you hurt yourself. Twist yourself funny. Oh, you broke it. Really? What? Gotta make sure I have enough for like one more little scoop. Let's do one more little scoop. Okay, there we go. There's that for later. My hands are now a total mess. Let me get that off my hands. I usually do this without trying not to make my hands too big a mess. Wash them over here and get all that sticky off. I used to make a lot more cookies than this. I'm cutting it back this year because I would give everybody gifts, cookie gifts for Christmas. I'm giving them other gifts this year, and then I'm just making fewer cookies. A lot less work, but I still get the cookies, so. Plus, since I'm on a diet, I don't want too many cookies around here. All right, so let me get my pan. Let's see, does it say to put it on? Parchment lined cookie sheet. Well, I don't think you have to do that. I don't think you have to do, you can do parchment lined if you want to. I'm not going to. It will be perfectly fine. You can spray it if you don't want them to stick, or grease it if you don't want them to stick. It's got a lot of butter in it. They're probably not gonna stick. I'm just gonna real lightly spray it, like real light. I'm gonna take my little scoop. This is so much easier to make cookies like this. Make them all the same. I don't know where my double size one is. It's missing, so I'm gonna round it, and then just drop them on there. So they'll be the size I actually want. See, rounded. Put them on the cookie sheet. Like I said, these are real big cookie sheets. I can make a lot at one time. Let's put a little closer. So I can do probably about 30 cookies on one of these cookie sheets. I usually only put one cookie sheet in the oven at a time. A lot of people can do two. You might can try that, but I don't know. I think they cook more evenly if you do one. Plus that gives me, you know, they don't take very long, so then I can get the other cookie sheet ready while this one's cooking. Because I have two cookie sheets. That one's bigger than the others. Let's take some off of there. There we go. So I don't know that oatmeal raisin cookies are considered actually Christmas cookies, but I don't care. They're really good cookies. That makes it a Christmas cookie to me if it's a really good cookie. Tastes really good, it can be a Christmas cookie. Of course, those sugar cookies are traditionally made for Christmas a lot. But we have about an hour and a half. For those will be cool enough, I'll do another video for that. No, I am not going to stand here for an hour and a half on video. Y'all would quit watching, wouldn't you? Like, oh my goodness. Longer than a TV movie. Plus, what would we do that whole time? Still waiting for it to chill. This is so much more fun to bake with friends. You don't even have to actually be here. But I can talk, and people don't say, oh, you're talking to yourself. Because I'm talking to you now instead of talking to myself. Talking to yourself when you're here alone is no fun. No fun. Of course, I don't have any arguments that way. Not usually. This almost fit on one. I probably could take and make it, I space them out further on here. I may do that. Too much, too much. Come on. Getting my hands messy again. Ta-da. I'm getting in a hurry. I get too much on there. We are almost done. Okay. And the thing about these air pans is they will never, never, never burn on the bottom. Never be browned on the bottom. They're so good. Okay, this says to bake in 11 to 13 minutes. So I shall put that into my oven. Look, I'm getting batter over things over here. Into the oven we go. And we'll set this for 11 minutes to check it. Then we'll get my other pan. Just like it. So we're going to start putting cookies on that. Barely spray it. It doesn't need much spray. There's just so much butter in the cookies. Okay, scoopy scoop. Here we go. So I will probably make the rest of those cookies. The other oatmeal ones, I'll probably make those Tuesday. Then I will wrap them. I've got these. Oh, I've got these. They're from the Dollar Tree. They're really cute. These little tins that you can put cookies or whatever you want in it. You put it in here. But see, it's got a clear lid. You can see what's in it. Isn't that cute? So that's what I'm going to make my parents' cookies. That's what. Oops. That's what I'm giving them. They don't, really want anything. So I give them good cookies to eat. They like that. That one's a little small. Here. There's a little more for you. Kind of crumbling on me here. Okay. We are gaining on it here. We're almost done. And I'm ready for a break because I've been standing. I've been standing a long time. And I am ready to stop standing. I have one of these mats. Have you ever gotten one of those that's set there like the fatigue easing mat? It's really, really squishy. It's for the kitchen. You can stand. That's what I'm standing on now. Really helps with it not hurting your back so bad. So comfortable. My sister-in-law had one of them. I had never seen one before. She had one of them and I walked across it in her kitchen. I'm like, oh, what is that? She's like, oh yeah, she had it right in front of her oven. That helps a lot. So I got one of those now. They're so nice. It's just like necessary, It's not really a luxury. Necessary to reduce pain. Okay. Just about the last one here. Scrapes out of the bowl really well. Get down to the last bit. Get it off. Oh, I'm getting it on my little plug thing over here. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, there's a whole bunch over here. I didn't know was there. Good, I needed that. Look, it's on my spatula. I can see those oats in there. So this oatmeal is a healthy cookie. It's a heart healthy cookie. Well, it is as much as it can be, right? And raisins are a fruit, right? Raisins are a fruit. And oatmeal is good for it. At least it's better than a regular cookie. There we go. So then when the other is done, I will put these in the oven. There's my pan. You can see how big that pan is. From here to here. Big pan. They're so nice. Because you can just do so many cookies at once. Instead of baking like 12 cookies 20 times. You can bake a bunch at one time. So when this one is done, I will put this in the oven. Then I will be done with cookies until about, well, it's going to be after 7:30. After 7:30, I will come back and play with the sugar cookies, because those I'm going to make cutouts and put sugar on them, and they'll be different than these. And it'll be a big mess, but it'll be fun. So until then, may you all have a good evening. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a blessed evening for another hour and a half here. Till I see you again. Bye.